Good evening. Welcome to the Dashless Report. I'm your host, Bobby Morabia, with Douglas Dweck and NRJ from the Maurice's Pieces organization. This is our playoff review of round one. And guys, if anybody doesn't know what YMSL playoffs are all about, all you had to do was be on the field yesterday at Memorial to see the intensity on and off the field. And both you guys were fortunate to be involved in those games. It was heated, to say the least, not just the temperature outside. Norman, why don't you tell us about your series, just the way, not even the results, just the mindset of your team going into the matchup.
It was like a whole different season, which it is. Very intense. Everyone had their game faces on. There was no joking around. It was like... It was business. Everyone meant business, and very heated games. Some arguments off the field. I'm sure we'll touch on that a little later. But the games were tight, and you could sense that every at-bat mattered in these games.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Before the series even started, there was a lot of bickering on both sides, back and forth. Maurice Haber and the Schulmans, and Red was even sticking his 2 cents in, and Jeffrey Sackett. This series, it's 1-1. We're going to talk about the game 3 in a little bit, but it certainly lived up to it. 2 classic games coming down to the the last pitch, and it was no letdown there, that's for sure. Douglas, you were fortunate to catch the end of that game. What did you think of the matchup?
Very close games. 2-run game and a 1-run game. Got some light issues, but a 2-run game and a 1-run game. And I was on the other field. We were watching actually the end of the first game, and it was like nail biting. You got to see all these players and even the umps all the way up, standing on the other field. We went all the way to the outfield grass of your field, and just watching, and it was just amazing. Guys were getting on, 2 outs. It's 2 outs, no one on. Then there was a little bit of a threat, but it's just...
Both games had the team trailing with last licks. 2 outs, nobody on. And both teams started, 2-out rallies. And in game 1, Maurice's Pieces won 6-4. But they had bases loaded, or second and third, they had their men on. And in game 2, the situation won. And they won 4-3 in game 2. And we had bases loaded with 2 outs.
Right. So you had 2 outs, no one on, and you loaded the bases?
Yes, we had 2 outs, nobody on, down 4-2. And then we scored a run, and then loaded the bases, and then just fell that short. It was unbelievable games. It was wild.
However, we should mention that the situation played without 2 of their key players, Lior Friedman and Morris Casson. So they must have felt they really dodged the bullet yesterday by gaining a victory. Nobody really gave them a shot to win 1 game in the series.
No, and again, they played well. Their defense is pretty good. Their outfield gets to everything. They have no flashy players. No one that's going to jump out. No one that's going to jump out on you, except for Zvi. He's unbelievable. We pitched him inside, outside, or as Red calls it, Zwig or something. No matter where you pitch the ball to this guy, he gets a double no matter what you do. So he's excellent. But the rest of their team is very good role players, and they're a good team. Their D is unbelievable. Their outfield gets to everything. And Big Soli at third base this year, if he doesn't win Gold Glove at third, I'll be very surprised. He's playing great third base.
Is Morris Casson and Leo coming for game 3?
Yeah, they'll be back for game 3. So that's definitely good news for Situation fans. Morris Casson, outstanding second baseman, and Lior Friedman putting up MVP numbers in his rookie season. So even though the series is 1-1, you got to feel that the Situation likes the situation they're in.
Yeah. Jordy Rameld is now leaving the Pieces.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this, a lot of changes. Situation getting some players, you're losing a player.
But Elliot Patesh is not going to be there for the Situation.
Yes.
So he's a hitting machine. This
that's
guy.
true.
It's unbelievable. He gets on base every time he's up.
Right.
So he's not coming. That's a big loss for them. Even though they're gaining guys, that's a big factor.
Yeah. So now you got game 3. I'd say Red, he's pitching a million deciding games, so I don't think he even feels the pressure. And Jeffrey Sack is certainly pitching a lot of big games, so it's going to be interesting to see. And I think everybody is town is looking forward to that matchup.
Yeah,
It's,
and
it's going to be heated to say the least.
there are teams that are actually waiting to play the winners of these games. So you'll have you two guys playing, and there'll be 3 other teams, the 2 teams with a bye, plus Ali.
Right.
We didn't get to his games yet, but he swept. So there'll be 3 teams actually there watching your games.
The best thing about this is that there's going to be a crowd because the teams have to watch in order to see who they're playing.
Right.
And also, it's one game; anything can happen.
Yeah.
So it's 7 innings could determine if we go on to the next round or not. So it doesn't get better than that.
Yeah.
But you know
And
what's
it's
sorry.
but one other thing that I wanted to mention is when we were watching your game,
Yeah.
everybody was rooting for Red. They wanted Red to win. I don't know if it's because, naturally, or instinctively people root for the underdog, everybody wants the underdog, or it's, you're the 3 seed, they're the 6 seed. They want the 6 seed in, let's get rid of the 3 seed and, get rid of Jeffrey Saka and so on.
It could be that. It could be they don't like the people on my team. Maybe
No, I
they
don't
don't
know if they
like
don't
me.
like
I don't know what's going on, but
Well, I know Dash was rooting against you because you stole his position over
Right.
there. He's not too happy. You fired him, basically. And there was a big audience.
Yeah.
Even the umpires, I don't know, were rooting against you on the other field. I don't know what you guys
well, the umpires on our field are rooting against us also.
So,
This guy. I'm not even gonna. I don't want to get fined by the league and say my real opinion about the umpires yesterday. I did almost get thrown out of the game, by the way.
Manzo,
Yeah, we had words.
Well, you gave him lip?
I gave him some.
So what, he didn't like the calls?
Yeah, no, the balls and strikes were all over the place.
Yeah, but, that's...
Par for the course, but it was a playoff game, and like we said, it's
no,
more intense.
He's known to blow at least half a dozen calls a week, but...
Now we wait.
Jason, for the people that know who the umpires are, Jason played the field both. He umped the field both
He
games.
didn't do the plate?
He didn't do the plate because he got home at 5 in the morning. He
had
was
a
too
wedding.
tired.
He had a wedding and he had a hangover.
And his
nice.
quote was that I can't see a thing. So I'm,
Right.
What was the excuse before he started drinking? So this is the ASA, what we have to deal with
what
on a
we
weekly
deal with.
basis,
Now you hit. We know we're always following. For the fans of NRJ, following his hitting and what's going on with you. So what games did you hit? Did you hit both
I
games?
hit in game 1.
And you won game 1.
I batted in game 1. I can't
Right,
say I
right.
hit in game 1. I went
No,
over
but
3.
the pitch is fearing you. Throughout pitching around you, stuff like that.
I gotta tell you, I did not hit well in game 1. I had 2 very bad at bats.
We saw you get robbed.
And then the third at bat I got wrong. The third at bat was a base hit to right. That LeBeau's playing right decides to run in and make a low catch.
Yeah.
But I went 0 for 3 and did not bat in the second.
But you
game.
won the first game.
Oh, we won the first and we lost the
And
second.
you lost without you.
So there's something
Are
there.
you batting in game 3?
I believe I'm batting in game
Wow.
3, but
Okay.
we'll leave that up to Maurice. And,
So we also should mention that the situation had Sammy Sutton making his season debut after serving suspension for testing positive for HGH. And he looked about 25 pounds lighter, so
Yes.
obviously, and judging from the way he hit yesterday, obviously he's definitely off the goods, no question about it. 0 for 6 yesterday.
He was over 6.
He was 0 for 6. Then when the guy he was subbing for, Shulman, what's the
Ira.
Shulman came from the parking lot, and Sammy was batting. And they wanted to do anything to let Ira bat. So Sammy bent down and tied his shoelaces and tried to stall. And luckily the umpire was made aware of what's going on here and did not let Ira bat in that at bat.
Sammy Sutton had a rough debut yesterday, but he's pretty solid in the field. So he's going to be a member of that organization for the rest of the year. It should be very interesting now. I 1-1. Anything can certainly happen. There's really no favorites in this. We all picked Maurice's pieces to win, I think, in 2.
Yes.
So, they certainly dodged a bullet. And I think, it's... I don't know, we'll get to the prediction part a little later, but I can certainly myself can't wait for that matchup on Sunday.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I can't believe we have to wait 6 more days.
I know.
For it to come. But,
I think there's going to be a good
It's
crowd.
gonna be great.
And I think everyone should bring their families, their friends, and watch the game because it's a big one.
Yep.
We'll have certainly special Father's Day special, and hopefully we'll keep it nice and clean. Now we're going to get a word from our sponsors.